Welcome to Galaxy Manifesto. This is Yvonne. On the journey of learning love and wisdom, we are never alone. A warm welcome if this is your first time here. This is a channel where we use color perception as a gateway to inner exploration, learning to awaken our sixth sense, dive into the subconscious, and walk the path of self-healing and greater happiness. Right now, it's around the time of Easter. Many people take a moment to honor new beginnings, reflect on life, and appreciate their loved ones. It's a gentle reminder for all of us to slow down and cherish the present moment. Today, I would love to talk with you about how to find a sense of grounding and peace in everyday life so that while we keep moving forward, we also remember to slow down and appreciate the happiness in each simple moment.
Now I invite you to find a space where you can be completely quiet and alone. You may choose to sit down or lie down. Allow yourself to fully relax and feel at ease in your surroundings. Gently close your eyes. Now I want you to turn into yourself. Listen to the vibrations of the singing bowl in this moment. Let its frequency pass through the air, slowly wrapping around your body. Let's begin by focusing on your breath. Slowly exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. If you notice thoughts arising in your mind, that's okay. It's normal. There's no need to push them away. Simply and gently bring your attention back to your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now, as you exhale, try to imagine that all your worries and negative emotions are like a cloud of gray-black smoke slowly being released with each breath out. Exhale. Inhale. Let go of everything that no longer serves you, everything that no longer belongs to you. Release it completely with your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. If some emotions feels especially heavy, that's okay. There's no need to rush or force them out all at once. Just release a little more with each exhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Keep breathing this way, feeling your breath becoming lighter and slower. Your body seems to merge with the air around you, as if you can no longer tell whether you are breathing or if the world is breathing through you. Exhale, inhale,
When you are ready, gently move your fingers and toes, keeping your eyes closed. With this deep sense of calm, ask yourself the first questions. What color is my feeling right now? Once you receive your answer, ask yourself the second question. What color is my emotion right now? As you ask these questions, shift your perspective upward onto your third eye and observe what color you sense in this moment. After receiving answers to these two questions, I recommend writing them down as a record for future references and analysis. If you don't see or sense any colors in your initial color perception practice, that's completely okay. Instead, try silently repeating the name of colors in your mind. Red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, purple, black, and white. Let each color pass through your visual awareness one by one until you feel that a particular color truly represents your current state. Color perception exercises are closely related to strengthening our sixth sense. I encourage you to learn to trust your intuition. Most of the time, the first image or idea that comes to mind without overthinking is your most honest inner voice. Just stay open and optimistic as you explore your own sensory experience. There's no right or wrong here, only discovery. The unique color perception method that I have developed is designed to enhance our intuitive spiritual connection with colors. This process focused on strengthening our sixth sense using intuition to perceive the colors associated with our current physical and emotional state. Through this practice, we can gain deeper insight into our subconscious mind, In the upcoming videos, I will analyze different colors combinations present in the form of cards. Together, we will explore how to perceive and interpret emotion through colors, and I will provide corresponding explanations to help us better understand our inner subconscious. In the previous episode, I introduced the 10 core meaning of the white on top, black on bottom card combinations. Today, we are flipping things around to explore the meaning behind the black on top, white on bottom card combination. Visually, this layout paints a beautiful image, a dark night sky full of stars above your head, and the first light of dawn starting to glow beneath your feet. The black sky represents the doubts, confusions, and searching we go through internally, while the whitening horizon below symbolizes the arrival of clarity, insight, and hope. After moving through the stillness and mystery of night, our wisdom becomes deeper and more grounded. As the old saying goes, one who has never tasted what is bitter does not know what is sweet. Life challenges and inner reflection often help us grow stronger and wiser, so that when the light returns, we come back more resilient than before. Looking at it from another perspective, having black on top can symbolize our mind or thoughts being immersed with deep reflection or inner exploration. Meanwhile, white on the bottom suggests that our daily life still holds some clarity and structure. So even when we're going through tough times, our outer life might seem normal, but deep inside, there's often a quiet storm of thoughts, emotions, and strategy brewing. This is actually a super common state, like when we're about to make a big decision. Everything on the surface might seem fine, but inside our thoughts are swirling in all directions. In the black on top, white on bottom scenario, we allow ourselves to sit in the fog for a while, yet still trusting that clarity and light will eventually return. When paired with the reverse Fool card, it connects to Uranus energy, symbolizing transformations, upheaval, and breaking free from the old. The reverse Fool often brings up caution, hesitation, or a fear of taking risks, while Uranus calls the revolutions, awakening, and challenging the status quo. So when we combine this energy with black on top, white on bottom color pairing, it mirrors a psychological and spiritual inner conflict, a tension between deep mental processing and the desire to maintain external stability. It's through this contrast that we build our inner resilience to face the unknown. Those who've been through the dark are often the ones who truly cherish the light and better able to withstand future storms. I will present 10 key insights in a storytelling format with relatable examples to make them easier to understand. If, doing the color perception exercise, you sense the color black, then this episode's explanations might give you a deeper insight into what your subconscious is trying to tell you. Let's begin with the positive emotional imprint. In the black on top, white on bottom structure, black represents deep understanding, mystery, and hidden potential. It symbolizes the vast ocean of the subconscious, a place that sparks our curiosity about the world. White, on the other hand, offers a stable and pure foundation. It acts as the lighthouse of consciousness, guiding us so we don't lose our way while exploring the unknown. Carl Jung once proposed that integrating the unconscious shadow with conscious clarity is what awakens creative intelligence. When these two forces are in balance, we gain strength through self-reflection, deepen our wisdom, and find direction in life through inner exploration. This structure strengthens our capacity for inner exploration and philosophical thinking, allowing us to safely anchor in stability while reaching out to embrace the unknown. There's a philosophical tool called free writing, which helps us tap into message from our subconscious by simply letting words flowing without judgment. So, if you are someone who enjoys diving into knowledge, reading literature or philosophy, or you love meditating, then this emotional imprint might really resonate with you. Because for you, seeking peace through knowledge and exploring deeper truth isn't just fulfilling, it's empowering. Through that journey of reflection and transformation, you gain the quiet strength to grow. Next up, it's emotional imprints that can be improved. When the introspective energy of Black becomes too dominant, it can lead to emotional suppression, fear of future, or resistance to change. In moments like this, our subconscious might start generating anxious or limiting beliefs, convincing us that we are stuck or incapable of change. Psychologists have found that when we overthink something, the brain starts to reinforce that mental pattern, making it harder to break out of the loop. This is known as a cognitive bias. When excessive introspection causes us to assume the worst case scenario, convincing us that things will definitely go wrong, even if there's no real evidence. For example, imagine you constantly worry, what if I fail? What's often happening beneath the surface is that your subconscious mind is still carrying a memory of failure, maybe from childhood or a moment in life when things didn't go as planned. Every time you face a similar situation, that old fear gets amplified by the energy of Black. And if you're missing the white element, things like inner confidence, stability, or a supported environment, it becomes even harder for you to take action. One way to shift this pattern is to integrate your inner shadow and gently embrace change through mindfulness-based practice. From a subconscious perspective, whenever you are feeling anxious or under pressure, try asking yourself, what is the hidden need behind this feeling? What am I avoiding? What fear lives at the very bottom of my heart? By building self-awareness, tending to your mind and body, and viewing both light and shadow as essential parts of the journey, you can begin to release that emotional tension and slowly grow your ability to adapt and move forward with more ease. Now let's talk about the happiness imprint. The black on top, white on bottom combination also symbolizes a journey of self-exploration and transformations. When you're going through a dark time but still manage to keep your foundation steady, that's when clarity and strength begins to emerge from challenges. I have a friend who once fell into deep burnout and desperation from her job, but deep down, she still holds on to a basic sense of trust in life. That's kind of like the white foundation underneath. By becoming aware of her inner darkness, she was finally able to face all the pressure she had been silently carrying for years. And that's when she found the turning point. She was deeply craving more creative freedom. The realization gave her the courage to completely shift her career path. Even though the road ahead was uncertain, she felt something grounding and real, because the darkness had finally been seen, understood, and integrated. This is what we call the happiness imprint, facing your inner shadow and discovering wisdom and rebirth through them. From a subconscious perspective, this can look like fear at first, but when you start asking, why am I afraid? And then slowly push your own limit, you will often find that behind the fear is actually a deep desire to grow and break through. And once you've moved on through the fear, that's when true happiness and fulfillment showed up. A lot of psychologists, including Carl Jung, believe that dreams are windows into the subconscious. Our dreams often hold deep inner message. And when we take time to record and reflect on them, we can uncover the core emotional patterns that quietly shape our inner world. Of course, if we don't take the time to process this darker emotion, they can eventually turn into what we call the trauma imprint. The energy of black on top, white on bottom can sometimes make us feel weighed down by past trauma, emotional repression, or a sense of being stuck. When the black representing pain, suppression, or unsolved emotion lingers without a healthy outlet, it's easy to start feeling trapped or hopeless. A lot of people carry unsolved emotional wounds in their subconscious, and it often showed up in our behavior patterns, like a fear of intimacy, resistance to change, or constant indecisiveness. In psychology, there's a practice called inner child work, which suggests that our childhood experience deeply shape how we behave as adults. If we were often criticized, dismissed, or ignored as children, we might grow up fearing self-expressions or feeling uncertain about the future. And this fear often lives quietly in the subconscious. Through practices like inner child meditation, we can gently revisit the roots of those early wounds. By doing so, in a safe and supportive space, we give our inner darkness a chance to transform into strength. It allows us to open a dialogue with the younger part of ourselves, to release the old pain, and most importantly, to find our way back to the white foundation that symbolizes renewal, clarity, and healing. Under the symbolism of black on top, white on bottom, too much introspection combined with fear of the unknown can sometimes lead to psychological imbalance, such as depression, anxiety, or difficulty making decisions. Imagine a college student who's full of doubts about the future. They bury themselves in textbooks every day but never take that first step to apply for an internship. Slowly, their self-doubt keeps growing. What's happening here psychologically is that the black on top energy is overpowering them, fueling anxiety and avoidancy, while the white on bottom isn't giving enough support or motivation to act. On a conscious level, this student probably knows that trying is how we grow, but the subconscious is pulling hard in the opposite direction, whispering, "What if I fail? What if failure means I'm not good enough?" That kind of inner conflict can bring up fear, guilt, or make someone avoid taking any action at all. But if we are willing to face that shadow and dive into our subconscious, we can actually turn all the overthinking into a source of a deeper wisdom. That's how we regain clarity and building resilience in the face of uncertainty. One effective way to integrate the shadow is to first recognize your fear of failure, then take a rational look at the risks and give yourself permission to try. Even small steps can help you regain clarity and emotional strength. In fact, many people avoid challenges not because they're lazy or unmotivated, but because they have been living with chronic anxiety for a long time. Once you realize, "Oh, my fear comes from doubting my own worth," you can begin to shift that pattern using tools like positive self-talk or small behavior experience to test reality and break free from the circle of anxiety. On the personal aspects, the black on top, white on bottom structure often reflects someone with a thoughtful, cautious, practical, and resilient personality. These people are usually great at analyzing, planning, and making logical decisions. They tend to be patient, steady, not easily influenced by outside opinions. They enjoy exploring the unknown and often approach life with a philosophical mindset. However, this type of personality can also lean too far into caution, leading to things like overthinking, a lack of action, fear of change, feeling stuck, self-doubt, and high sensitive to external pressure. If you know someone who has to think through every little detail before making a move, someone who double-checks everything before taking action, they might carry the black on top, white on bottom personality aspect. They often have profound insights into the world, but at the same time, they can get tangled up in their own reflections. From a subconscious perspective, people like this might have experienced a moment in childhood or later in life where they make a mistake and got harshly criticized for it. That experience could have left a deep imprint, a belief that they always have to be perfect, so whenever something feels risky or uncertain, they hesitate, they freeze, because deep down they have linked the risk with failure and failure with shame. To grow past this, it's important to practice healthy risk-taking, experience more quickly, and allow room to fail and learn. By doing so, they can better activate their natural gift for strategy thinking without getting stuck in the loop of overanalyzing everything. In positive psychology, the black on top, white on bottom structure can be seen as a reflection of the interaction between the subconscious and the conscious mind. You can think of black as the unseen part of ourself, our subconscious, or what Carl Jung called the shadow, and the white represents our outer behavior and the day-to-day conscious awareness. When we say someone has shadow within, we often mean they carry unacknowledged emotion wounds, painful memories, or internal fear that haven't been fully seen or processed. In the black on top, white on bottom structure, the black on top symbolizes those deeply buried experiences, childhood trauma, unsolved emotional knot, or fears we avoid confronting. Meanwhile, the white below reflects our rational mind, daily routine, and logical state, how we function on the surface, and what we present to the world. So even if we seem strong or put together on the outside, those hidden parts, the subconscious darkness, can still continue to influence our emotions, decisions, and mental well-being. Carl Jung once said that the journey of self-discovery will take us into a darkness darker than dark, the deepest part of ourselves we tend to avoid. But by barely entering that inner night, we can uncover old emotional wounds, begin to heal them, and eventually reach the light of inner clarity and peace. We talk to ourselves dozens of times every day. Those inner conversations shapes our subconscious beliefs. If your inner dialogue is filled with thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or I will never succeed, your subconscious will start to believe them, and that belief can quietly shape your reality. The solution is to intentionally build a more positive inner language, such as, I'm learning and I'm improving every day. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. To practice like this, we can transform the black on top, white on bottom dynamic into something that fuels our growth instead of holding us back. In relationship, this concept can be incredibly powerful. When partners create a safe space where they feel safe enough to face and share their shadow sides, their fears, insecurity, or perceived flaws, it opens the door to deeper intimacy and growth. Under the safe life of love, both people can practice positive inner dialogue with healing behaviors. For example, partners might agree to share their vulnerabilities without judgment, offering understanding and support instead. In time, this shared courage and honesty will strengthen not only the relationship, but also each person's inner resilience. The black on top, white on bottom combination represents a value system rooted in introspection, resilience, and cautious wisdom, a system built on learning from past experience and staying true to one's integrity when faced with challenges. This value structure emphasizes morals, responsibility, self-discipline, and perseverance, with a strong tendency to grow through mistakes and become a wiser, more grounded person. It's kind of like a certain spiritual or religious traditions where people are encouraged to acknowledge their shadow sides or mistakes, but at the same time, they're guided to act with compassion and honesty. From a subconscious perspective, we're constantly integrating the darker part of ourselves into our learning. And over time, this helps shape a deeper, more grounded character. In relationship, people with this black on top, white on bottom energy tend to value self-reflection and emotional resilience. They grow their characters through the challenges and stay committed to their ethics and honesty in daily life, which builds a unique and meaningful value system. If both partners are willing to reflect during tough times, asking things like, what can we learn from this? Or how can we do better? And then treat each other with respect in the day-to-day basics, they can create a really strong foundation for the relationship. On the other hand, if a couple lacks this kind of value alignment, they may fall into repetitive conflict without ever growing from it. But if both people are open to reflecting and facing things together, every conflict becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, both as individuals and as a team. When it comes to inner growth, one of the core meaning behind the black on top, white on bottom combinations is the idea of embracing the unknown and transforming through life's challenges. Deep introspection represented by black on top means having the courage to explore the hidden layer of our subconscious, to uncover suppressed emotion, unspoken needs, feelings we have ignored, longings we never voiced, or long forgotten desires. And as we gradually untangle all that, we start building stronger self-awareness and a more stable inner foundation. This explains why some people, after going through a difficult transformation, become more capable of facing fear, because they have realized that the darkness they once avoided actually held the key to their growth. Carl Jung once asked his patients to record their dreams and then use active imagination to give those images meaning and structure. It's like a cicada shedding its old shell. That old shell might be made of limiting beliefs, and once it's gone, your potential finally has space to unfold and take flight. When we learn to balance the yin and yang within us, to understand both the black and the white, we begin to see that these energies are not in conflict, but rather they work together to push us forward on the path of transformation. If we are constantly avoiding our inner shadow and trying to stay happy on the surface, we are likely missing out on some of the most powerful opportunities for growth. So when you are going through an emotional low or challenging life season, the more important first step is to accept your dark emotions without pushing them away or pretending they're not there. Then gently create safe way to express and release those emotions, whether through journaling, crying, creating art, or simply talking with someone you trust. As your emotions slowly settle, try to ground yourself through small everyday joys, like brewing a cup of tea, taking a quiet walk, or cleaning your space. These simple actions restore your sense of control and order, and they begin to add little touches of white, which are hope, clarity, and softness, into the dark background of your experience. Over time, you will realize it was that very darkness that showed you how to truly care for yourself, how to love yourself, and even within the shadow, you will discover there's always a life worth being grateful for. From the perspective of culture collective unconscious, the black on top, white on bottom pattern can symbolize culture transformations and resilience. It reflects how growth and insight often emerge through adversity or darkness. In Taoist philosophy, the concept of yin and yang is a classic example. Black and white aren't often just opposite. They're complementary forces that complete each other. In shamanic ritual or mystical tradition too, there's often a phase of entering darkness or shadow before receiving any sort of enlightenment or inner awakening. From a psychological lens, Carl Jung's ideas of collective unconscious suggest that our dreams and universal archetype carry deep meaning shared across humanity. In this model, black represents the unknown, other trials we must face, while white reflects hope, moral clarity, and purity. Together, these two forces are constantly at play in our culture, shaping a kind of inner strength and momentum for progress. In his book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces, Joseph Campbell described how all culture myths are basically black and white parables from the collective unconscious. Take Star Wars, for example. The Force is made of both the dark side and the light side. They're not separate entities, but two expressions of the same energy. Just as Uranus, the planet of revolutions, breaks down tradition in order to trigger evolution. Duality is part of how this 3D world operates. The real question is, can we learn to integrate both sides of the equation? Because often, our ability to evolve depends on how well we can work with both the dark and the light within us, and in the world around us. Finally, the realm of creativity, the black on top, white on bottom structure represents how deep thinking can become a powerful catalyst for creativity, especially when it's paired with structure, clarity, or vision to turn those ideas into something tangible. For example, imagine an artist feeling all kinds of inner tension, conflict, or pressure from deep within the subconscious. If they can channel through planning, design, or focused execution, they can transform that chaos into a painting, a song, or a story. That's also why surrealists often say things like, we draw inspiration from dreams and bring it to life through technique. It's about taking mysterious, intangible experience and giving them form that can be seen, felt, and shared. So if you ever find yourself rusting too many wild ideas, feeling like your mind is one big tangled mess, don't rush to shut it down. Instead, give that chaos a wide container to land in. Maybe write it down, sketch it, record a voice memo, anything to help hold that messy inspiration. You might just end up with something bold, raw, and full of energy. In fact, that's exactly how this video and color perception method I create come to life. At first, they were nothing but tiny fragments of ideas floating in the comic sea of subconscious. But when I start writing them down, giving them structure, and recording these thoughts on video, those once elusive frequencies took root in the soil of this three-dimensional world and became a shared experience that now exists between you and me. That's the proof of creations. What once lived only inside of us now lives with us. Alright, that wraps up our exploration of the black on top, white on bottom theme and its connection to the reverse full card and Uranus energy. To sum it all up, this inward black and white structure reminds us that the depth of our inner world and the foundation of our outer life are always intertwined. When we're facing the unknown or going through a period of deep thought, we don't need to fear the darkness, but we also don't want to get stuck in the chaos. In fact, it's within the darkness that wisdom and strength are often born, and it's through grounding them into our daily life that real change and growth happen. The key is learning to notice when you are stuck in overthinking without action, and when you are using deep thoughts as a tool to grow and gain new insight. That's when you are really embodying the wisdom of black on top, white on bottom. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to continuing this exploration of inner wisdom with you. I will put a free digital journal in the description box, so feel free to download them if you're interested. In our next conversation, we will dive even deeper into self-awareness and personal growth. Gratitude to the universe. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share so that more people can discover the spiritual intuition behind colors and their deeper meanings. See you next time. Yoo-hoo!